Shanti throughout the earth and sky, throughout the earth and sky. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om. Sing Om Shanti, burn negativity in the fire of God's love, in the fire of God's love. Om Shanti Om Shanti Om.
Again, a very warm welcome. I don't even feel that I'm not in India. It feels as if it's a continuation of the same program. The kind of vibrations and energy we are getting from you, acceptance, and so much love. So we're starting with discovering the deep secrets of karma. Jayanti Bhen, let's start with you. What is the secret of this law of karma? How should we understand that?
Om Shanti. It's a joy to be here with all of you in this very beautiful place. And I think why we use the term the secrets of karma is because, well, for example, what is it that made you leave Delhi and brought you here to Manchester? And how is it that I got connected with you and with Shivani Ben?
Yes.
And so what is the secret thread of karma that brings us all together, plus all these beautiful people sitting here? Now, on a superficial level, you'll say, yes, you came for a program, and yes, I came for a program too, but it could have been other people here. It could have been different people here. For example, the people who are here today, some of you may have decided at the very last minute that you're going to come. And there may have been others who had decided they were going to come, and then karma, circumstances intervened, and they couldn't come. And so when I find myself in a particular situation, I don't know the why, what, how, if, and but. The reality is that I am here, you are here, we're all here. So what is the secret of karma that's brought us here? So there's a tapestry, and you see the picture. That's the beautiful picture on one side. And you turn the tapestry round to the back, and you see all the tangled threads.
I know.
And karma is a little bit like that. So what are the tangled threads that bring us all together, that's created this beautiful picture? Wonderful. And of course, the more you try and understand the threads of karma, then the more you know how to make sure that the picture that's being created today and tomorrow is a very beautiful one.
Wonderful. So would you like to learn? That's amazing. I would like to learn that process. Would you like to learn with me how to actually create that tapestry? Because I've never learned that. Entangling all those threads behind that beautiful picture. And I think somewhere from there we start with good karma, bad karma. Because somewhere some thread goes wrong and we create a bad knot. But somewhere the thread is in the right direction, and I think that's good karma. But how in the practical life we should understand, Sister Jayanti, that what is good karma and bad karma?
In a world in which today there are many people who will say, well, there's no such thing as good or bad, everything's the same. There are many people who say this now. But I think that every action bringing a reaction, and there are some actions which are very positive, very pure, very elevated, and you can give the name good karma. And those karma bring you the result of happiness, love, and good relationships. And then there are other actions which are not so good, which are negative actions. And then the result of that for myself is pain and sorrow, but probably in that process I've caused pain and sorrow to others also. And so for me then the question is, okay, so I know good karma is positive karma, bad karma is negative karma, but what do I do to ensure that there's good and never bad karma?
That's more important, in fact. Sister Shivani, we come now and move over to if my action is right. We just heard Samina saying that thought, words and action represents karma. So wonderful, we don't even have to go down to that, Till now we were like, whatever action I'm creating is my karma. But suppose I am always doing something right, my action is right. Will my result will always be right? Will I always have the right result at that time only?
Oh, Shanti, good evening. As discussed and as the law has been stated, so it is obvious that if my action is right, the result will be right, but I just have to be sure that the action is right. Because when we understand the law of karma, at least before coming to the Brahma Kumaris, as I understood the law of karma, it was action which was visible outside, But what I understood on a deeper spiritual level, that the karma starts from the intention behind the action, the thought behind the action. Because many times it's happening today in our day-to-day lives that outwardly the action seems to be very fine, but the intention, only I know what is the intention behind that action. So when we perform, like a simple thing like charity, I give something in charity, I do something for someone. So outwardly it will seem like a perfect action and has to get the right result. But only I know what's my intention behind it. Was it selfless charity? Was it selfless service? Or was it that I had this little desire for my own personal name, fame, glorification?
But that too comes with charity.
That comes with charity.
That comes with charity, right? If I am doing some charity, it means my name should be there. Like, people should know I have done that. Isn't it my intention? And somewhere, is it wrong to have this intention?
We're not again. Everyone knows what's right and wrong for themselves, like Jayanti said. But yes, when it's charity, if it's selfless, if it's for the sake of what it is, rather than for me, like suppose I'm doing something for you. Let's say, for example, okay, let's keep charity aside. If I just do something for you, if it's with the pure intention of doing it just for you, then it's like pure. But if I do this for you, people will praise me, people will say I'm a very nice person, and if I do it for you, then you will do something for me. All these thoughts that will go with that one simple action, that will somewhere dilute the purity of my action, because I have other desires already attached to that action. So then the result of the action doesn't take into account only that outwardly action, but all the thoughts and intentions that went with the action.
Okay, so at times, if I'm doing something for you, I at least expect acknowledgement. So many times I say, I did this for you, acknowledge it at least.
Yeah, so then that's what again happens. Suppose you do something for me and I don't acknowledge it, or I don't do anything in return, and you feel hurt. Now, then and there the law of karma. You've done something good, so the result will be something good, but then why are you experiencing pain?
Hurt, yes.
Hurt shouldn't have been the result of it if we are going in the equal and opposite side. But then why is hurt coming as a result? Because somewhere while giving, there was another intention attached with it.
Wonderful, it goes very deep, really. You're really going deep into the secrets of karma. Wonderful.
That's why, like Jayanti said, those threads are, that was
very
beautiful.
You have to be a good artisan, to really understand. Jayanti, we come down to you now, and you said that me coming here, you being in the show, and is it karma? Or a lot of people are going to say, it was predestined. You were supposed to be here. We were supposed to be here together like this. Is it my karma? We created it here, or it was predestined? It was supposed to happen. How do I differentiate with that?
At every moment along the line, you had a choice. Should I go to the UK, or should I just take a holiday in Delhi? And you make a conscious decision to come to the UK. This morning, again, you could have said, it's a beautiful Sunday, sunny afternoon, and I can go out for a walk, or I can do something else. But you decided you would be here, now, at this moment. So I don't know what destiny is, but what I do know is that at every moment of my life, I have a conscious choice. And so as I make my choices, they're guided either by very deep understanding of karma, or maybe they're just done out of a feeling or a response or a reaction. But where there's wisdom, where there's truth, then I make a very conscious choice, knowing that if this is what I do, what will be the outcome of this? And you knew that coming here would give benefit to many people.
Yeah, and to me, of course. I get so much love and, of course, knowledge. Wonderful. So I create my karma. And how about destiny then? You know, we've been talking about destiny. Let's explore some more. Is it that we've been talking about destiny? Do we all think about destiny at times? Yes? Yeah, at times. Yeah? So, Jayanti, can we a little bit explore more? What is actually destiny and how my karma is going to create that destiny?
If I change the word destiny a little bit, to me it means destination. So what is the destination of my life? And if I can see that clearly, where it is I'm going, I don't mean whether I'll be living in London in 10 years' time or I'll be living in India. I don't mean that. But what is the real purpose of my life and the destination of my life? What would I have liked to have achieved for myself personally on an inner spiritual level? And if I have that destination clearly in front of me, then that's the destiny that's ahead. But I have to move towards it. You know, somebody holds out a glass of water and says, "Would you like to take a drink?" You look as if you're dehydrated. And at that moment, I can take that water and actually drink it. Or I can say, "Forget it. I'm a little bit upset with them." And so with ego, I'll say, "Don't bother."
I know.
And so
you got it so right, actually.
And so something is offered, but I have to make the effort, the karma, to actually take it and accept it. And so my destiny, my destination is ahead of me, but the steps that I take towards creating and reaching that goal is something that guides me through my understanding, through my truth.
That's so beautiful, you know. It's wonderful to look at destiny as the destination, you know. Somewhere, that's where we have to take those steps. And we have to create that whole ambience of going towards my destination. And then I create my destiny. That gives me the power. Wonderful. Thank you, Sister Jayanti. Shivani Ben, at times, we feel situations are not in our control, you know. Okay. Here, I had the choice whether I take up that class or not. I knew my ego, so I could handle my ego. But at times I really feel that situations are not in my control. I just cannot help it. And in those times, I don't have a choice. And I make an action, I do an action. Will it affect me? Will it have the same effect? And so if I've been compelled to do some things, which I didn't want to do, but I had to do.
Yeah, so what we mean is, if we make an action out of choice, it has a result. But if we make an action without my choice, will it still have an equal result? Well, it all depends with which awareness we're leading our life. Many of us today, if we're not aware that I, like Jayanti said, I'm the creator of my destiny. Many times we say, luck, fate, this is what happened to me. We don't realize we're creating our destiny. And that's because we didn't realize that we were choosing our responses in every situation. You know, nowadays when we send email, most of you must be sending email, there are two ways that you get a response. One is an automated response. You know, you send the email and within 5 seconds you have a reply back with you. But that has not a reply which someone at the other end has thought about, chosen, written it down, sent it to you. No choice, no decision, no creation, just automated. But the other is, you write an email, somebody reads it, thinks about it, puts down their thoughts and feelings, and sends it to you. Two responses. Now, same thing happens in life. People are sending their energies towards us. People are sending their thoughts, their words, their actions towards us. These are situations, whatever the situation may be. Every situation demands a response. One is an automated response, and one is consciously choosing, understanding, and creating my response. Now, once I understand spirituality, I understand there is no such thing as an automated response. Every response I am choosing, deciding, creating, but when I do it very, very fast without the awareness, I think that it is an automated response. A simple thing like smoking a cigarette. The first time I do it, I will have 2 thoughts about it. Second time, also. But once it's done a couple of times, it becomes my habit, which in Hindi is a very beautiful word called sanskar. Now once that imprint, that habit has been created, the next time I see a cigarette, I don't go through the process of creating a thought, deciding, no. It just bypasses everything. I don't even think I want to smoke a cigarette.
I don't even have to think. I just pick it up and have it.
I don't have to think. Now, here we think that we did it, but we didn't think about it. Similarly, this is a cigarette, but it could be getting angry, losing my temper. Initially, when we must have begun, we must be conscious about the fact that we are losing our temper. But gradually, after it became our habit, our sanskar, today we don't even have to think, should I get angry? Or is there another response? So then we say, I didn't do it, it just happened automatically.
Getting angry is my birthright, right?
It's my nature.
It's like I don't have any other option.
Yeah, I don't have any other option. Now again, she's saying I don't have any other option while getting angry. Do we have an option when we have to get angry? Do we have an option? Yes. Now once we have an option, once we have choices, then we need to exercise the right to choose. So every decision that we make, if we do it with awareness, we'll realize there is absolutely nothing which I'm compelled to do. Nothing. It's only if I do it without awareness, I will think the situation or the other person compelled me to do it. Or when I am not ready to take the responsibility of my decision, I say, I did it because of you. I didn't want to do it. I did it because of you. A simple thing like sometimes in college we used to decide together to bunk class and go for a movie. So 5 people will decide and the other 5 don't want to go actually, but they will, peer pressure or whatever, and they all go together. But the other 5, they always have a justification. I didn't actually want to do it. I didn't want to go, but I did it because of them. But did they compel them? Even how much ever they pressurize them. Final choice, decision is mine.
But what they say is that it wasn't my original thought. I didn't create the thought.
Like suppose I asked you to do something that you don't want to do. I can tell you once, 10 times, 100,000 times. I can put a gun at your forehead and say, if you don't do it, I shoot you. But even then, the decision to do it will be yours.
Otherwise, I'll die.
Whatever. But still, you take the decision. See, that's okay. But the final decision is going to be yours. And once I realize that, the decision is mine, so the action is mine, responsibility of the action is mine, and therefore
the result of karma
is mine.
I'll give you a very simple example about it. Here's a fire, and whether I know or whether I don't know that it burns, whether I'm ignorant or whether I'm aware, putting my hand in that fire is going to make it burn. So conscious or unconscious is not even a factor. There's an action that's performed and there's a reaction that comes as a result of it. So peer pressure or my own decision, the action I've actually performed is what I did. And so the reaction of that is going to come back to me.
To me only. At times we actually say that there is a situation where I need to do this, which is not right. Maybe, saving somebody's life, but then the action is not very right. again the responsibility will be mine. Or sometimes I have to do this so that my kids don't get hurt, or emotionally hurt, or somebody who's elder than me is like, I have to take care of their emotions or their feelings. That's why I do a lot of things. Still the action's result will be mine, will come back to me.
If I take it on a different level, if really my concern is to protect my children, and that's a very high motive, it's a very good, noble aim to have, or if my real thought is to save somebody's life, then when I allow myself to be a little bit calm, a little bit quiet, then I'll know what is the right path to be able to get to that destination. Because the destination may be a very noble one, but the path by which I get there also has to be the right path. I'll give you an example. Some years ago, they were honoring the International Year of Peace, and I was meeting peace activists, and what they would say to me is that we have to fight for peace. And I said, hold on, what are you fighting for? You're fighting, and it's going to bring peace. Surely the path that you travel on is going to be the destination that you arrive at. So if really my intention is to protect my children, then I have to find a path that is going to truly bring them that protection. If I find a twisted path, anyway, it's not going to bring protection.
Yeah, very true. So somewhere we actually give ourselves that leverage. We really have to understand, and for that somewhere understanding and awareness becomes very important. Sister Shivani, how can we be absolutely sure that whatever I'm performing, whatever I'm doing, my every action, my every karma is right? At times I'm confused, the kind of life we are leading. There's so much of confusion, whether this is right or this is wrong, I'm not even able to understand. So how can I be absolutely sure about it?
When we have in a conflict in terms of taking a decision for our action, like Jayanti just said, the path to getting that destination, there are two levels on which I can take a decision. One is on a purely outer materialistic level, and the other is based on the compass of my values, principles, and ethics. Like you said, for my children, let's say, for example, my children have nothing to eat, and they haven't eaten for many, many, many days, and I just feel maybe I can just steal this thing, and I can give this to them to eat. It's not something all of us are doing, but this is just a gross form of what we could do. So, yes, I want it for their good, but the method used. So somewhere I will know what I have done. When I know it's a right action, it will always be good for me and also for all the people around me. When I look at myself only as these roles, responsibilities, like in this case, stealing for my children is because I think I am a parent and my prime responsibility is to take care of my children. That is topmost, and I'm ready to compromise on any values and any ethics just to fulfill that prime responsibility. But when I understand on a spiritual level that yes, this is a very important role and relationship, but who am I is that conscient being, and my value is peace, love, happiness, honesty, truth, and power, then I will take every decision based on the compass of those values. And any decision based on those values, the action will always be right, and the result will always be right. What we call, body consciousness, like you said, ego. Like Jayanti said, they're offering water, but we're not taking it because of my ego. So when it's based on any of these body conscious weaknesses, even if we think that the action is right, it's really not. But when it's based on the values of that inner being, it will always be right.
And somewhere in the whole process, we don't even remember the values actually.
Yeah, somewhere if that's why we always say values are like the compass of my life. While traveling, I've seen here, I hadn't seen in India so often, but here you have this GPS, which is such a wonderful thing. You don't have to do anything. If I was driving like this in India, I would stop 10 times on the way and ask 10 people what to do, where to turn. Now I don't need to ask anybody. Similarly, in life, I need to keep on asking so many people, am I doing the right thing? Am I right? What do you think I should do? But if I just install that GPS, and it's just going to keep telling me yes, 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 and I'm 100% sure that it's always going to take me in the right direction.
I think we all have that within us, but we've lost contact with it and we have to reactivate it. And I was thinking that in my own life, when you've come to crossroads and who do you ask? Who's there who has that perfect wisdom, who's able to guide you? It's difficult to find such people in today's world, and everybody will have a certain motive or another, and they'll, of course, be speaking from their perspective, their experience, their motive. So where do I go in that situation? Which is why I was so grateful to God that I found meditation, because that's the way to actually start installing it or rediscovering that it's there within you.
Is physical illness a part of my karmic account?
Oh, definitely, because everything that's happening to me is a result of something that I've done. So my physical health is definitely largely dependent on my karma. And today we also understand that my physical health is based on my emotional health, that every thought I create is having an effect on the body.